infamous Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with all these drones, huh?
Jesus.
Starting off at the bachelor party. You went right to the drones.
You're right. God, so we survived.
We're alive.
We're quasi. I think the comedy show was absolutely incredible. I mean, top notch, tip top, grade A performances from what we could understand.
I think my favorite line. You know what my favorite line of the night at the comedy club was? It was one of our party, who I'll just leave unnamed, being like, I think I could be a black comic. And I just fucking lost it.
Yes. And for those who are not aware, we got into the Best Western, where apparently the Comedy Cellar, is that where we were at? The Comedy Cellar?
Best Western Plus.
Okay.
First of all.
Plus. I will say, I mean, it was a nice
Comedy
setup.
Factory.
The Comedy Factory. Great setup. Great. I mean, I thought the stage was perfect. I thought the seating arrangement was perfect. When we got in, again, we're in Baltimore City. I understand that people aren't going to look like me when they're working the event. I get that. But then I looked at the line that was wrapped around the building, and I don't know who I turned to first, but I remember saying, I don't think this show's for us.
Yeah.
Being the only members of the Caucasian race in the entire building. But it was fine. You know what? I'd like to try to put myself in some other people's shoes. I would say, like, okay, minorities in America, I get it. Okay, maybe you do feel a little uncomfortable in certain settings, like PTA meetings and, I don't know, like community organizer events of some kind.
Breweries.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Yeah, those weird places.
Eating an
Brown
artisan
folk.
cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything like that.
But one thing I did find fascinating, as when you do feel out of place because you're surrounded by white folk, we generally don't start talking directly about you, because the entire comedy show is like, white folk be like, I'm like, we're right here. There's like 10 and 15 of us.
That's true. Well, one of them actually alluded to be like the group. I don't know if y'all heard that one. Like, I forget what he was saying or something. He was calling y'all tight asses or some, old like 80s white guy fucking, yeah.
That's how we walk.
Yeah, like 80s white guy joke. But he was like, yeah, there was like 20 of them walked in here earlier tonight, and I kind of giggled, and like none of y'all did. And I was like, oh shit, my bad. Sorry, guys.
All of us are looking around. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
Who are these white dudes?
I was like, oh, it's us. That's us, guys. I think I looked at Bergen and I was like, it's us. That's you guys.
I think it was more that you went straight for the low-hanging fruit, like, like, oh, a bunch of white guys do white guy things. Got it. Thanks. Good joke, buddy.
No, the whole undercard was fucking rough. Now, the headliner was like, it was a lot of the same, but it was like polished. You know what I mean? Like it was like she's been doing it for a while. So it was, that one wasn't like as bad, but man, yeah, the two opens.
Yeah,
it was a little rough.
I mean, the middle guy, you could tell he deserves to be performing. I'll give him that. He needs to work on his act a little bit. But
yeah.
He has my stamp of approval. One day you may be upper middle act, I don't know. Like,
I got you.
You'll get there. You'll be on the road with somebody for a while. The one thing it did give me was a lot of confidence that I could actually pull that off at some point in my life.
Right? That's what I thought too.
I'm getting a little old, a little long in the tooth, but I really feel like you give me like 2 years of being comfortable on stages like that, I got enough shit. I had one, Deebs was telling me, he's like, Murray, you should get up there. And I was like, dude, I got 2 unfinished bits. And I started one, and he started chuckling. I was like, okay, all right. And then as soon as they started bombing on stage, I was like, hey, Deebs, sparkling water, right? And then he just started dying laughing. I'm like, if I finish this joke, I've got one with wheels on it. That's all I know. But give me 5 of those.
See, I don't know. Like, I'm perfectly comfortable on the stage. I just don't know if I know how to write a joke. I guess I got to sit down and just jot some shit down and see what happens. Write something out. You know what I mean? But I'd get up there. That's the easy part.
So tried to recoup this. It was my bachelor party, and we started at a raw bar, went back to the house of party, and a party bus then took us to Baltimore Comedy Factory, where there were 3 acts that were the headliner was easier. What they're talking about, the middle guy, he was from Jackson, Mississippi, and I think that added to it. You know, he had a twang to his to his verbiage, but some of that stuff is just like
it was just hokey. Like, yeah, it wasn't like, yeah.
So
Give me some stuff.
yeah. So then let's see here. Gark Marcia and
Gark's a good guy.
Mill and Dicdillion tried their absolute best to become the drunkest at the bachelor party.
In record time. I
don't get it. I don't get it.
Gark Marcia, like Guinness Book of World Records.
Wow.
Like came
sober
in
to drunk.
Dude, came in like, oh guys, sorry, you know, I wish I could have met up with you guys earlier, but you know, I made it to the show. Somebody have a ticket for me, blah 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 blah. Again, 1 hour later. You guys remember?
Dude.
What?
I could tell. I had a unique. I don't know. I think I might have told y'all this, but I don't know. It was a night. So, I had a unique perspective at the end of my table because, like, him and Dylan were like, I guess this way, like diagonal across from me, and like right in one of the spotlights. So I just got this silhouette of these 2 fucking animals just every time she came by getting another double shot of something dark. I don't know what it was. Like, I couldn't hear anything. I just saw them, and I kept seeing them in the fucking glisten in the fucking spotlight. And I was like, good Lord, these 2 are about to be fucking hammered. And sure as shit, like, they can fucking barely get out of the club. It was hilarious.
Yeah, we all get to the party bus, Sarah's brother included, who met us there. And how is it that you have trouble when they're filing you out? There are paid employees who are saying, walk this way to exit the building, and everyone else is walking that way. And then I talking to Dylan on the phone, I basically said, I'm not hanging the phone up till you come outside because we've been waiting on you for 10 minutes. Like, oh yeah, we're in the building. I'm trying to navigate Mark. I was like, no shit, you're in the fucking building, man. Jesus. How did you get lost?
Yeah, it was like a well-oiled machine. Like, we all, even on the bus, were like, how do you even get lost? Like, you can't. They're like, get the fuck out. There's more people coming in. There's another show.
Yeah. I do think my favorite part of that fiasco was the fact that they had to calm a gentleman down at another table because the waiter or waitress for their table was so busy getting them drinks that they neglected an entire another table because they were housing so much booze they couldn't get to the other crew.
Was that what that was about?
Yes.
I didn't hear what it was about.
There was a 50-something black gentleman who was like,
he was right in front of me.
It was like, what the actual fuck? Because every time she came in within earshot of one of those 2, it was like, give me getting a double. And I look, if you're a waitress and somebody's ordering 2 people are ordering $15 drinks.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's money right there. I don't know what you cats are getting, but these guys are getting me a fucking mortgage payment.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. I think Ronald fucking ordered a double, and he looked at the bill and was like, Jesus Christ. That was a game. I think they got you, brother. You got to get the $8 wiser. You don't get the double at the comedy club.
No, you wait to the bar for that one. So the night carries on to the Cat's Eye, and Rillin and Gark are still neck and neck on the drunkest of there. Rames was outside having a cigarette with Gark and said that he was telling us, he's like, had a great time. Everyone made it home in one piece. Seems like no one got in any fights or flusters or anything like that. He's like, except Gark. God, that guy's unbearable. He's like, outside of the Cat's Eye, we were having a cigarette, and he keeps eyeballing someone. He's like, why the fuck's that guy keep looking at us? Jim, you know him? He's like, no, I don't know who the fuck that is, man. He's not even looking at us. Stop, knock it off. And then let's see here. Milland, was taking a piss in the back, and he claims that a cop came by, and he's been dinged for that one once. So he tried to shuffle his penis around and pissed his pants for the most part. There's rumor mill that he just stood there and peed his pants. And
I
then,
believe that. I have a feeling that's how that went
and
down.
then our legal counsel and Shooty got him into an Uber. They were like, this is your night. This isn't your problem. We'll get him into an Uber and get him home. And to his credit, he showed up later back at the house.
Hey,
He did. Dry
at that.
pants.
without pants.
Although
Dry pants on.
he did leave his phone in the Uber, which he's notorious for.
That
Yeah.
happens.
I feel like, look, I by the end of the night, I was obviously a little discombobulated. Again, give our legal counsel some credit. He's good at herding cats. The only thing I think I was an asshole about was we were walking past the Papa John's. I didn't really eat that much because I didn't realize that the first stop at the Raw Bar was like, this is your dinner spot. Eat up if you're hungry. So I didn't really eat. So the $44 pizza, I had like 2 of those half slices, and that was it. And then I had about 15 Guinness and like 2 Heinekens. I was like, fuck, man. And I said on the way past the Papa John's, I was like, guys, I need to stop in here and see if I can get some food. And in retrospect, Calvert's like, Murr, they don't have any food. It's like 2 a.m. I was like, but they're open. And he's like, yeah, but they're takeout place. I was like, do this. Humor me. If they have nothing, I will not argue. And we walked in like, hey, you guys got anything to go? And they're like, no. I was like, thank you for your time. And walked right out and just kept on moving.
Yeah,
What were you hoping for? Like a papadilla? Fucking just
I guess I thought maybe they would have like
ready to
a
go.
pizza. Like a pizza in the behind glass or something, and I'd just be like, or like a few slices like to go, and I'd just be like, just give me all of them. I'll give you all the money in my pocket. I'm dying here.
No, not that place.
But one thing I want to throw in here, Wes, not a single picture taken. Now, I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. I think it's good. I think that's the difference between men and women when they go out to have a good time, is not a single one of us had the inclination, hey, let's pose for this and remember it. It was like, no, let's live this and pray we remember some portion of it.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And as a matter of fact, there got to a point where if we were going to go to the gentleman's club, we were going to have to leave Cat's Eye probably like an hour after we got there, right? And I was like everyone's laughing, everyone's enjoying the music, everyone's having good conversation, everyone's having fucking Sarah's brother, who got absolutely blitzed, was like having a great time with you all. He actually made a point before he left. He was like, you got good friends. I'm really happy. I'm glad I came out tonight. But I don't know. I just thought like, what? I don't want to break this up. But first of all, getting everyone to pay a tab and then get everyone out to the car. And at that point, like, I'm sure Gark would have been a real hoot at the fucking gentleman's club. I'm sure he would have been not handsy or crude or rude or a pig or chauvinistic in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So,
dude, at that point, if he grabbed a titty or something, I don't know who that guy is. We'll help you beat his ass out back. Take him.
Yeah. Oh, and there was the guy who kept asking us for money at the Raw Bar. That was fucking great. Christ. Jesus, talking about shameless individuals. He followed Murr. Were you inside when I was like, "Hey, I gave you $10, man." That was like there. Your fee to go. Oh yeah, and he sat there and stood there, and I said, "It's time to vacate. Like, get the fuck away from us."
I saw him eyeballing us like, a bunch of sucker white boys for the most part. That's kind of the vibe I was catching from him when he was sitting there. Yeah. And he comes up to me. He's like,
"Alan, did you see this?"
I don't think so. Where was this?
It started at the Raw Bar, and then it moved to the liquor store when everybody went for supplies. He walked up to me first, and I was like, God damn it, I got the face, don't I? I got that, like, the 5'6" sucker white boy in Baltimore, fish out of water face. He's like, hey, man, my $5 bill got ripped in half. And I was like, dude, I've only got my card. I've got no cash for you. And by the way, $5 in half still spends like $5 in whole. So, dude, just seriously, move it along. And then I guess you gave him some money, and he just...
Well, it just he wouldn't take no for an answer. It's funny to say, he's like, you guys are all rich, and I was like, no, we're not. I know you watched some people exchange money a little bit ago, but that's because everyone, like, we're here at an event, and none of us are rich, man. I don't know what your conception of rich is, but that's ridiculous and it's totally false. And then it went on and on and on and on, and finally I was just like, fuck it. I said, I broke a 20. I gave him 2 5s, and I was like, this is your fee to leave us alone. Like, take this money and walk away. Well, he came back, and then he was like, yeah, hey, man, you think you could buy me a beer? I was like, No, I can't buy you a fucking beer. Jesus. Then he followed us across the liquor store. Yeah, and that's where I said, I gave you $10 to leave us alone. He's like, oh, yeah.
And they came out with a bottle of beer, a big bottle of beer, and a pack of cigarettes. Like,
I missed that.
good job, buddy. I'm glad you're spending your money well and wise. Good job.
That's it. Yeah. I probably would have bought him a 40 if that's all he wanted. But God, man, nagged too much. Sitting there. And they're supposed to get rid of that riffraff. But either way, thank you all for coming down. I had a fucking great time.
Good time. I
So,
had a
like,
long
it's-
journey, so I just want you to know that.
Oh, yeah?
I had a long journey into the city. It really taxed me. But I love you, so I just want you to know that.
Well, you did have to deal with Giant Raxon taking your
yeah.
parking spot. I'm sure that's a real
Oh,
huge...
did I tell you that he fucking so he got here, and he was like, "Oh, buddy," he was like, "You think I could use your restroom?" And I was like, "Of course, man." And my man came in here and lit that shit the fuck up. Like,
Did he?
yeah, disrespected. Like
He's-
not
yeah.
intentionally, but yeah, I mean, maybe intentionally. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, he's world renowned for having some bad guts.
That's what he
I
was
think
saying.
it's all
He's like, I got some bad guts.
the ranch seasoning and the seasoned breadcrumbs that he routinely eats part of a diet. So,
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
just
like
mean
I think he
alone.
had a Red Bull in a bag too, and I was like, yeah, this will do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
his diet's not the best for gut health in general. But oh yeah, that's another one. He straight up told us half a beer deep and he could run a 5:37 mile.
Was it 5:37 or 27? It was a. We'll say 5:30. We'll just say
But,
5:30.
but both are false anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I'm just sitting there, and the best part is having Dewey in earshot. Like, the fuck do you say? Like, everybody just no, you can't. Yes, I can. I've been working out, and I was like, I've been working out. I can barely break 7 minutes, so I just generally don't think you're breaking fucking 5:30. So you're a collegiate fucking miler now.
Dude,
Division one miler, a top tier.
he then was trying to say, because the one that I got in two instances, because the first time I was like, no, I'll bet you money, I'll bet you $200, and he kind of like, whoa, or like muddled it around in his mind. Then I came back a couple minutes later, and he was still going on with Dewey, and he's like, I'm trying to remember. Well, like my personal best was around 5 minutes, and I was like, yeah, 24 years ago, more than half your life ago, dude. You can't fucking do that right now.
No.
I don't care how much you're working out. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
I had $200 in my pocket, and as soon as he said it, I pulled it out and was just like, I will anywhere right now, anytime. Let's go. Dewey was ready too. Dewey even said, I will run in these fucking boots and beat you. There's no fucking way. You're right. But you know what? You gotta love somebody with like that amount of self-confidence and hubris. It can take you further in life, I guess, than being all pessimistic and mopey. Just sure, give it a go, give it a whirl, Rye. See what happens.
I saw you guys were getting chubby early on. I was like, oh, look at this. Look at this.
Well,
This is
no, that
interesting.
started out immediately contentious. He said something shitty, and I was like, well, fuck you then, Ryan. Just don't even just avoid me the rest of the night. And he's like, what's that about? I was like, you can't say dickish things to people and expect them to have fucking cordial conversation with you. Fuck you, dude. And then we fucking ironed it out, and then it was fine-ish. It's okay.
It was what it was. Well, all right. Yeah, like I said, good night, all in all. Thank you all. And yeah, I'm getting let's see here. It's going to be 3 weeks this Saturday. So, was it 1, 2, 3? Yep. Well, yeah, make sure I get my dates right. So, all right. Back to our regular scheduled program. Middle Class Holes, everyone. Murr, Allen, and Foxman. What's the deal with all these drones? There you go.
Thank you, Jerry. What is the deal with all these drones? We have no news story to read because there's no news story to read. I would think that in the year 2024, almost 2025, can a journalist figure something out? How do we do this? What is the deal? Wes, since you're the most pessimistic on things in the sky that can't be explained, what is your take? How do you feel? Are you comfortable? Are you nervous? Where's your mind with the drone situation?
See, I think this is more like the Jetpack Man situation where you do some intel. You tail some people. You get into their society. you penetrate, you figure things out. You go to their flag football games on the beach and find out the drone community, what they're all about. Realistically, I have no idea unless you could find a drone to kind of like drone chasing, similar to storm chasing, and put one up in the air of your own and see what happens. See if they'll if they'll take you in as one of their own, or they'll battle you, like
Okay.
BattleBot style.
Okay, aerial battle bots. Alan, what do you...
My buddy actually messaged me the other day, and he was like, "Yo, so are the aliens leaving or are they coming?" And I was like, "That's a good question, bro. I don't know." Like you said, man, there's no good info on this. It's all over the place. It's very fucking unusual. I mean, I don't know. We're probably either getting spied on or we're about to make first contact, gentlemen. Get ready. About to something crazy is about to happen.
This is either crop dusting or AI or
Yeah.
Terminator. It's one of those two.
Or that. Skynet.
I just get pissed off at, like, I do feel like that this administration, the current administration, the Biden administration, has not learned that the internet has shined a spotlight on bullshit. Like, homeboy goes up there and is like, we don't know what they are. Well, are they dangerous? I mean, everything's under control. Well, then what are they? We have no idea. Then how do you know everything's under control? Like, based on the intelligence we've received, which is, we don't know. It's like, what are you doing, man? Just, here's my answer. I'm in charge, right? Or I'm the guy doing the press conference. Like, look, it's classified what's happening in the skies over New Jersey as far as the Department of Defense is concerned. We are monitoring the situation. We know what it is. There's no threat to the public. Thank you. Good night. Then you can do all your wild conspiracy theories about what they're covering up or, like, what they're up there for, why. You can make all those stories up. But right now, it's just a fucking free-for-all of thought. Like, I was freaked out. That guy got his video taken down from Reddit. He's like a military drone fucking dude, and he's just like, well, a buddy of mine told me that a nuke went missing out of Ukraine a few weeks ago, tried to alert the higher-ups in the U.S. government, and it may have made its way to the East Coast, and they've got, there's no reason for drones to fly at night unless you're looking for gas leaks or radiation leaks. And it's like, oh, fuck. But when you get up in front of the fucking world and say, we don't know what it is.
But we got it under control.
But we got it under control. You got people freaked the fuck out. Like, is there a rogue nuke? Is this a bad movie with Christian Slater and fucking John Travolta about ready to happen in fucking New Jersey?
By the way, that's called Broken Arrow. Also starring Howie Long.
I forgot about Howie Long in a movie.
Stellar actor.
But I will say, I'll give Rogan some credit because he's had a couple of shows about this recently. And this is his take. He thinks that there's going to be more of these sightings, and they know it, like UFO sightings. And so his take is they're putting a bunch of these things in the sky to get us used to having unidentified flying objects overhead. And then when they park these drones and UFOs start making their way through more regularly, that we're not freaked out by them. And then they can finally be like, yes, there are extraterrestrials. And then nobody shits the bed immediately.
So this is like a desensitizing measure.
Yes, a psychological, like a psyop.
Pavlovian, yeah.
Like to be like, oh, well, everybody in New Jersey, New York, Maryland, D.C. is used to having unidentified flying objects overhead. So when they do come, they're just not freaked out by them. They don't know what they are, but they're not upset.
And when they do come, no one has ever heard an alien come. That might be the most. You're gonna have to get microphones all over the place. You're gonna have to get that thing in a sound room. Yeah, that's right. I'm wondering when. Okay, when are you gonna get some real, like, they're gonna take our guns? Super pro Second Amendment, super right wingers, fucking blasting these puppies out of the sky.
Well, they have some have been.
I think they have, yeah.
Oh yeah. So what are they shooting out? Are these just standard drones?
They're big, dude. They're like the size of your fucking dining room table. Like, that's how big they are.
4 propellers. Yeah.
And but apparently the thing that's odd is they're able to fly for like 10 hours, where your average drone that they use for like, checking out railroad lines and things like that, they're good for like 6 hours. These things are like going from like dusk till dawn. They don't know how they're doing it. Like, most drone operators are like, We don't have the technology to keep them in the air that long. That's the thing.
I was gonna
that's
say
weird.
I have one, and I think the battery capacity is 30 minutes ish. So
Yeah, but see, the one you have, what is it? Probably the size of like 2 dinner plates.
probably the size of one actually. I got a little smaller. I got a DJI Mini.
Okay, well, imagine now you've got that fucker, but it's like that size, like, I don't know, 8 to 10 times bigger than that. Like, these things are pretty big.
But I like half the weight is the battery. So that's what's, if you're talking about 10 hours worth of juice, unless they're solar powered, unless they're pulling from something else.
Flying at night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who knows, though, man? Again, it is odd. It is weird. It just goes to show you that at some point somebody's going to do something dumb. But I do like your idea. So, Wes, imagine now we've got them flying over to the night sky of Baltimore. So you're like, well, I'm going to join them. You get up there, and maybe some guys with some black suits start knocking on your door, like, what the fuck you doing? Like, I don't know, what the fuck you doing? And then you can kind of start the conversation. Maybe you get somewhere with it. Maybe you take your little journal up there with like some data reading, I don't know, systems on it, and figure out what the fuck they're downloading. It seems like they're probably stealing everybody's cellular data or something like that. They're just hanging out and just fucking ripping fucking data.
See,
Could be.
they knock on my door and they say, "What are you doing?" I say, "Rubbin's racing." I smash into one. Yeah. Then I shoot the banana out the back and have it wee. All the good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know though, but it is odd. It is curious, and I would like to hear something about them, because if they're foreign, okay, Alan, if they're foreign, do you shoot them down or do you follow?
I mean, yeah, probably. Well, I mean, I think it's a mix of both, right? You want to follow some of them. There's a mixed bag here, but yeah, you probably got to shoot some down, depending on where they are, especially if they're encroaching on certain fucking areas, like Long Island, whatever. You know what I mean? But like that Manhattan, well, yeah, probably sketchy. Fucking DC, shit like that. Gotta shoot those down.
So you follow one back to the underground drone community, then you send in the Keanu Reeves, meets him out of a bar. Hey, I heard you guys are all about drones. What did you say? Yeah, drones and surfing stuff.
Yep, just like that.
I wish there'd be some clever young man with a Cessna just fly up there and just toss a net. Just toss a net out there. Let one get wrapped up in that fucker, tumble to the ground, see what's going on. I think we deserve to know, right? Isn't that, I mean, are we not, what do we pay these people for? What do they suck half our fucking paychecks out of our fucking hard-earned fucking day for if they're not going to give us a simple goddamned answer about what could be, like, potentially murdering a third of the eastern seaboard?
They're distracted, man. They're spending more of our money destabilizing governments in the Middle East at the moment. You know,
Well,
beggars can't be choosers, man. You got to, yeah. You know, what do you want? Do you want destabilized fucking regimes across other parts of the world, or do you want protection at home? You don't get both. It's America. That's America.
Speaking of destabilized regimes, did you guys see that fucking that torture guy that CNN liberated from the Assad jail the other day? It's beautiful. So homegirl is like going through Assad's like political prison, and there's like a blanket in there, and she's like, I think there might be somebody in here. And then dude's like, oh, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Like, you're safe now. It's okay. And everybody's like, oh, look, she found somebody. He's alive. He's okay. Turns out, Assad went to Russia. Dude was like, fuck, they're going to cut my balls off for all the balls that I've cut off. And then just pretends to be a prisoner. All he was doing is he went to the dungeon to hide. And then when they found him, he just acted like he was one of the prisoners, and they fucking CNN saved him. CNN basically let a war criminal go and acted like he was a saint. It's fucking awesome. It went from day one, like, what a hero this reporter is, to, holy shit, I think she just let go of one of the top 5 most wanted men in the entire world.
Nice.
She talked to him like Chunk from Goonies. It's okay. You're gonna come home with me now. You're gonna be safe. Don't worry.
You're gonna live with me.
Probably.
Meanwhile, this guy has like, military fatigues that were like just bought off the rack at JCPenney. Like not a single fucking piece of like schmutz on his entire face. Perfectly coiffed like beard, like just perfect. Looks not emaciated, nothing. Just like, oh, you've saved me. It's one of the most. Oh, it's gonna go down as one of the most brilliant stories of the last decade.
Nice.
So this guy's at large now. Where's he at?
They probably have tabs on him at this point, but I don't know where he is now. I just know when they let him out, he was doing that game of like, oh, thank you. Oh, I needed these. But in the meantime, it's just some guy that was like, oh, fuck, they're coming. And he gets under a blanket and it's like, huh?
It's pretty smart.
It's
I
amazing.
gotta give him credit, man. That's not
No, I
fair.
give him credit. I just don't give them any. Like,
Well,
way
no.
to journalism, guys. Good
I
job.
wouldn't expect a journalist to get that anyway. Of any denomination, quite
When
frankly.
you watch it though, the act. It's
Oh,
like
I'm
when
sure.
It's like when Anderson Cooper got on his knees to pretend he was waist deep in fucking
I'm sure.
floodwater.
Yeah.
They should have given him $10 and a beer. Here you go, little feller. This is for you. Well, I guess to be determined on these drones, right? I heard they're coming over the Chesapeake Bay now. They were in Delaware. They're gonna
Are
make
they?
their way to Jersey. Yeah.
Well, I was honestly we've only had like one clear night like in the last like 2 weeks, but finally the other night I could see. I guess it's probably Venus, but I'm like, what is that? I wonder if that's a drone. Like everything that's a small dot in the sky, I'm like, wonder if that's a drone. So I'm just in my car, like staring at shit, almost fucking wrecking all the way home, like looking for drones.
Smash the Tesla into a light post. Yeah. Tree, something other. Yeah. Look at that. Andrew, what were you doing? Like, nothing. Nah. Yeah. Look at the drones.
Nas-
All right. Sorry.
It's a matter of national security. Can't talk about it.
All right. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. I don't know how many of these Fun Fact Friday singles that you have. What, 20-ish maybe? So get us what you got. Fun Fact Friday is up.
Yeah, I gotta order us a brand new calendar. I've ordered 4 of these things now.
Damn.
Yeah, it's getting real, fellas. It's getting real. Like the knowledge I'm about to drop on you. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. OMG Facts, brought to you, of course, by our good friend the Cuckster. You can find the Cuckster over on the Instagram, Cuckster for Life. That's Cuckster for Life. Cuckster and his wife do anything fun for the holidays this year, Wes?
Oh, wow. I don't know about fun. Fun is a deceptive word that's could mean so many things to so many people. But yeah, spreading the Yuletide cheer, letting others, feast or famine, what have you. Things of that nature. Yeah, we're hanging out in Youngstown.
Oh, okay. Oh, Youngstown. Gotcha. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you. Did you know Subway was started by 17-year-old Frederick DeLuca, who was only looking for a way to pay for medical school?
So did you start slapping together meats in his backyard?
Just like the Cuckster.
Cold cuts.
Yeah, the Italian trio, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki, the
Subway
tuna
Club.
melt,
Yeah.
Subway Club, all these things from Frank DeLuca's backyard.
It does seem weird that you could become like a billionaire off of just, hey, anybody want a sandwich? I'll make it for you. Right here.
Yeah.
I'll make it.
I
Like,
wonder if he ever made it to medical school.
That's a good question.
Yeah, or did you see this is way too profitable?
I mean, you'd have to I'm sure sandwich making, we can all make a sandwich. We've all made a sandwich. But we've never made a sandwich that kept selling. And I feel like wouldn't you get addicted to wouldn't the pleasure center of your brain just be like, dude, you don't got to help people. You're feeding them. And you just turn your life, my life would turn on a dime. I'd be like, no, I'm doing this thing I'm great at. I might be a shitty doctor. I'm a great goddamn sandwich maker and a fucking sandwich salesman.
Yeah, let me see here. 17 DeLuca borrowed $1,000 from a family friend, Peter Buck. This was after Buck suggested the idea that to help DeLuca make money for college to study for medicine, DeLuca's plan was to begin a fast food venture that provided a healthful, less fattening bill of fare. On the radio advertisement, they had promoted the name as Pete Submarines, which sounded like Pizza Marines. So they changed it to Pete Subway.
Huh.
Pizza Marines. Hell yeah.
Pizza Marines.
He should start another one and just call it Pizza Marines, and they sell fucking pizza. And get Dave Portnoy to come up there and give it a 7.6. And
Yeah, but like they shoot it at you out of fucking like t-shirt cannons. You know what I mean? Yeah, just jam a slice in, fucking blast it. Like that's how
pepper
you
you
get.
with fucking pizza rolls.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. That's how you get delivery. Like the minute you open the door, you just take a fucking slice to the chest.
Yeah.
And fucking
Smoldering hot marinara.
a CO2 compressed fucking potato gun, basically.
Yeah.
Boom, slices, hot slices, Pizza Marines. in
Have it your way.
fatigues, in fatigues, like the whole 9 yards.
He didn't. It doesn't sound as though he ever went to medicine or medical school, and the poor bastard died in 2015,
Oh damn!
At what age?
67.
Ooh. Guess those subs weren't as healthy as he thought.
Yeah.
It was leukemia, so I guess like you'd have to draw the distinction that the subs cause leukemia, but I don't know.
All those preservatives, man. That's what
Maybe it
happened.
wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the meat. Maybe it was like the Italian herbs and cheese bread.
Which is which in Europe is considered cake because of the sugar.
Oh,
It's not. It's
Huh?
not. Yeah, Subway bread is not considered bread anymore. It has been reclassified as a dessert cake.
I believe that.
Did you know?
that's wrong. Yeah.
Speaking of did you know? Did you know? Dolphins shut down half their brains while they sleep.
Nope. Didn't know that.
Don't we?
I feel like, well, I don't even. This is what the amazing thing is we talk about settled science all the time. We have no fucking idea what happens when we sleep. Like,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
they
yeah.
put electrodes on their head and like, well, just got some spiky shit right here. Bet you were dreaming. About what? We can't. We don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, no.
We just know your eyes flutter real fast sometimes. That's what we got.
Yeah, your brain activity. Yeah, but other
You
than
tell
that,
us what
nope,
you
we
were
don't know
dreaming.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder if this has to do with half of it's awake because it needs to be because they're, underwater. They have to be able to one, protect themselves from would-be predators. They can't like actually go into a REM or deep sleep like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I do know like hippos naturally float up while they're sleeping to get air and then come back down.
Do they really? I thought
Yeah.
so. They don't just kind of like sit at like a, I don't know, 45-degree angle with their nose up.
So when they're sleeping, they're underwater, and naturally every like 10 to 20 minutes, they just kind of like go right back down for a deep, peaceful underwater sleep.
Animals.
That's so they can pee the bed and get away with it.
Dude, have you? Okay, there's I think it's up in Jersey, Camden, New Jersey. The Adventure Aquarium. They have 2 hippos, I think. Dude, so they've got the plexiglass so you can see them underwater. When they shit, it looks like somebody like just threw like straw at a fucking like industrial fucking fan. It's just like
Yeah.
confetti out the ass. It's kind of worth the price of admission.
That's what I was gonna say. That's worth the price of admission? Yeah. They flick their tails around too. to spin
Yeah.
them
They
around.
do.
Yeah.
They spin them.
That's actually when they get territorial. They'll try to bite them off if they get into a fight. 'Cause
What,
you
the
can't-
tail?
Yeah, so like if someone's losing the fight when they're running away, the male will try to bite the other's tail off. That way it can't flick the shit because that's also a measure of dominance.
It's like a
Yeah.
warning shot. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, your shit splatter, like the further you can splatter your shit is like your territorial dominance.
Yeah, so when
Yeah.
you're trying to posture up as a male hippo and you're not underwater and you take a dump, your tail spits it around like a goddamn, like a
Yeah.
flying saucer.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's necessarily about distance, but more so about like spread,
Yeah.
coverage, area coverage. You know what I mean?
He
Like,
does
look at
that
these-
and says like,
Look at these healthy
So-
dumps.
so
basically.
now I intend to have sex with every female hippo around here.
Yeah.
After you just witnessed that.
See, my dumps are supreme, so I will mate. I will mate.
Every
with-
female in the radius of my shit splatter is mine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right.
Half your brain. Look at that. We learned a lot tonight.
Well, did you know? In 1912, it cost $7 million to build the Titanic. And in 1997, $200 million to make a film about it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, they also made like a goddamn giant fucking pond out in the middle of nowhere. They also had this ship that had hydraulics on it that would fucking rock back and forth. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, honestly, probably what they did is harder than building a boat.
Yeah.
Okay. I like where your heads are on this. You're
you
right.
know
You're
what I
not
mean?
wrong.
Like,
Well,
if I'm
I'll tell
playing
you this.
devil's advocate, obviously, like back then, building that boat, like they probably cleaned out a bunch of like, you know, low hanging fucking English and Irish workmen on that boat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a couple of generations died off building that boat. But like,
Couple generations died off on that boat.
well, facts. But like at the end of the day, just a boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even it was fucking coal powered, bro. Like they had just guys down there, like Irishmen just munching on potatoes, shoveling coal, getting them across the Atlantic. You know what I mean? Like
Popeye spinach.
That's right.
Yeah.
See,
like
the Irish
fuck-
Popeyes eat some
like Wes
potato.
said, James Cameron built a pond and then another Titanic.
And then sunk it.
And then sunk it. Yeah, like I think arguably it was fucking more of an incredible feat, honestly.
Well, and I would argue that the movie probably a little more successful than the boat.
Oh yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Miles.
One did
actually.
its job, one did not.
I'm assuming James Cameron wasn't exactly cost cutting at certain points. You know,
No, probably not.
that guy's palate wasn't exactly. Oh yeah, we're gonna do some cost saving measures here. But no, not only did they sink it, they would bring it back up and sink it again,
Yeah.
bring it back up. Ugh.
They only cut costs on that headboard that bitch didn't let him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a door or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was a door, a wooden door.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, Leo, like actually somebody asked Leo about that like recently. Like, couldn't you have fit on that door? He's like, we're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. But I did see like some scientists breaking this down. They were like, yes, he could have fit on it, but it would have been so like not buoyant anymore that they both would have just froze to death. So
Yeah.
in order for it to stay afloat, he had to die from the waist down.
It's just fucking-
Rumor is he still had a boner in that cold though.
Oh
He
yeah.
was able, through the power of love.
That's what they say.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
Billy Zane taught him that, you know.
That's right.
Actually, not finally. Did you know? Studies have shown that when someone keeps a secret, they are physically burdened. Keeping a secret literally weighs you down.
How the hell they figure this out? You know, do they do
That's
like
a good question.
a non-secret group and a secret group? That way you split them up. You know, you have your test subjects and your non. Then they figured out through a series of psychoanalysis that like, yep, this one's burdened. What's the secret? God damn it! I'm not telling you. Then they zap them. Just zap them
I
continuously.
guess it depends on the secret, though. Like, I'm sure that whoever knows what's going on with these drones is probably like, fuck. Probably locking, drinking a couple, like, triple whiskeys at night, just falling asleep, listening to fucking Rain on his phone, just praying for the next day to start.
Oh, you mean like rain, like the actual just sound of rain?
Yes.
It's a 10-hour thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a calming sounds of rain. Yeah, I thought you meant like the Prince song. I was like, that's
Purple
wild.
Rain is what those drones are fucking studying, man.
Yeah, it's like that's interesting. If you're trying to calm yourself down, to each their own. So, well, I don't know. I try to think. I consider myself a pretty good secret keeper.
It depends on the secret, I suppose. But the thing is, with a secret, you almost always tell one other person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, otherwise, it's almost not even a secret. Otherwise, it's just like it doesn't exist. If only if
Especially-
you.
Yeah, especially now that I'm like having a not only a fiance but someone who's soon going to be my wife. There's inconsequential ones that I'm telling her that she doesn't particularly care about, and vice versa. Like,
Right.
I don't need to say this. If this comes out of your mouth, I will fucking be super pissed off. Like, yeah. And then what she tells me about a friend of hers, I'm like, all right, that's not even interesting, but I get it.
I'm not even gonna remember that you told me this.
Yes, right. And the same applies to me, about my friends, things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm finding that to be more and more true.
That is a good point. Like, usually if I do share a secret with somebody, it's with, like, Maria, who does not give a shit about the secret in the first place. She's not going to tell anyone because she's not going to remember that I told her. She's not going to remember the details of what I told her, but it's cathartic for me just to fucking, like, get it out of my system. All right, good. Somebody else knows this but me. But I might as well be fucking telling it to the wall because it doesn't care.
Yeah. Same.
Thumbing through something. Oh, yeah, that's great.
It's
Yeah,
common.
yeah,
It's
cool.
common.
Who? Yeah, all right, whatever. And finally, did you know you cannot taste food unless it is mixed with saliva?
So what about those poor bastards who have no saliva? Is that even a thing?
I don't think it can be, because that's part of the digestive process, like right at the beginning.
I mean, I guess you can have salivary glands removed.
If you have cancer?
Yeah, and shit like that. So I guess there is a world where you won't make saliva, but I think you do to at least a minimal extent. Plus,
So,
I think
like-
they have like fake stuff, which is
Let's say you have let's just play along here. So let's say you have your salivary glands removed, right? And then you're a fine dining restaurant. Would I go, Wes, can you do me a favor? Yeah, what's that? Can you spit in my mouth for me? Like, if it's somebody else's spit, will I still taste the food? Like, can I take a cup of synthetic spit with me in order to like coat my mouth so that I can have like my filet mignon?
Yeah, I don't know, and I mean, talk about having a secret. I don't know if I'm going to do that for you, especially not at a restaurant like that. Like, hey, yeah, just baby bird you some of my saliva in order for you to taste this filet mignon. But let's see here: salivary gland removal, number of effects: sweating, facial weakness, numbness, bowel movement, swelling, scar, eating and drinking. Oh yeah, you might need to eat foods that are easy to chew and swallow.
Well, because they won't break up in your mouth because, like, it's like if you put dry bread in your mouth and nothing moistens it, like, good luck.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's
good
like
luck on that
the-
dry cough you've just created for yourself.
it's like the
Let me get
saltine cracker challenge, you know?
You
whatever,
you
yeah,
might
it's just-
die.
Yeah.
Okay, so you eat nothing but French dips for the rest of your life. No big deal.
point.
I
Good
could do
point.
that.
Yeah, can you taste soups? Why would you need spit for soup? Is soup food?
I think spit also carries like, because like taste and smell go hand in hand, right? So like I think saliva activates like food in such a way that it allows you to taste it because it like also gets all up into your olfactory and all that shit. So like, yeah, I think you like need it. It's not just a moisture thing. It's like a sense. You know what I mean? Like that's why humans are unique, I guess.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by wondering if soup is food or not.
Oh, soup's food.
What if it's just broth? Is broth food?
Yeah, I think so. I think anything that gives you nutrients of any kind would be considered food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need like a Confucius says is soup food.
Yeah.
Like a real some real hard hitting.
It's like, is a taco a sandwich?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely edible, but is it food? I mean, it kind of comes back to the whole, like, is cheerleading a sport? Like, it's athletic, it's a competition, but is it a sport?
I think soup's more food than like. I mean, if the whole logic is that it's edible, I mean, this fucking paper's edible.
Right.
It ain't. I wouldn't consider it food.
It's got
But
to give you
soup.
some.
Soup is food.
But that paper's got to give you some caloric intake, right?
Yeah, it does.
So we wouldn't consider it food, though, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
And
I'd say that's fine. It's probably not. That's not the only criteria. I guess if you're trying to boil it down to one single criteria that makes food, I really don't know what that is.
I mean, just 'cause soup's delicious doesn't make it food. I guess that's my point.
No, but I think the fact that it is like a regularly consumed form of energy for humans for a very long time makes it
So-
food.
Yeah, so there's Red Bull, but I wouldn't consider that a drink.
I mean, it is a drink. You drink it.
Yeah, sure. But I can drink piss too. It doesn't mean it's gonna help me out in the long run.
I
Unless
mean,
you're in the
if you're-
desert.
Bear Grylls says otherwise, as a matter of fact. So,
Right.
By the way, most disgusting thing I ever saw Bear Grylls do was he, I don't know where he got pantyhose in the desert, but he basically fucking takes camel shit and like wrings it through some pantyhose and then drinks the juice out of it.
God, that's food. Camel poop water.
it's food, man.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
Today, before you go, we're rounding out the Middle Class Holes Badass of the month. Yes, we have 2 for December. Sorry, folks. We had to double up because your boy here forgot about the bit from time to time. But this is a good one. Telecom builds AI grandmother bot to talk on the phone to scammers and waste their time. Called Daisy, or this is pretty clever, DAIZ. The voice-based AI mimics a senior citizen on hold, meandering conversations with phone scammers. So for all of AI's faults, like encouraging people to eat deadly mushrooms, sometimes it can be used to good ends. O2, the UK's largest mobile network operator, has deployed a voice-based AI chatbot to goad phone scammers into meandering, fruitless conversations called Daisy. Blah, 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 blah. The chatbot mimics the voice of an elderly person, the most common target for phone scammers. So I don't know if it's necessarily a person. I haven't figured out if there's a lead developer on this. I'll try to see if I can seek one out. But your thoughts on a very worthwhile and something that they should be recording these, because I've watched these on YouTube and other social media channels, and they're hilarious. You know, people who do it.
Yeah. This is absolutely amazing. It should come standard on your phone. One of my go-tos is after I've said hello for the 3rd time, I don't hang up. I just put the phone in my pocket and I just wait for them to either get the picture and kind of taste of their own medicine. I did flip out on one the other day because I was putting Christmas lights up on the roof and I had enough. And I was like, finally they were like, oh, hello. I was like, yeah, I said fucking hello 3 fucking times. You want to fucking talk next time? Like, oh, I am so sorry. And I just hung up on them. But no, I would love to take the journey. So I'm grateful that someone has used AI for our benefit. But yeah, I'd like you to be able to, like, maybe it's a scammer. You hit the button, like you answer it. AI, answer this. And then you just put your phone back in your pocket. And then it records it, and you can listen to it later. I think that would be the ultimate right there.
Oh, hello. Hi. Let me call my grandson. He's really good at technology and computers and things. I have a lot of money, a lot of disposable income. I don't know what to do with it.
I love that Wes is such a fan of the Jerky Boys that he's just doing the female Sal voice.
Yeah.
My husband passed away. I don't know what to do with all my money. I sometimes bathe in it. I rub my nipples with 20s, 100s sometimes. What do you think?
What do you think?
The best ones are, there's people, like you said, there's people that do this, and the scammers always want you to buy, like, gift cards, like that, and then they want you to give the number. And the best ones are, like, the guys and the gals who will, like, they'll always mess up one number. It's like, no, it can't be a Z. It has to be something else. It's not a Z. Like, oh, which one? The 4th one or like, no, fuck you. And they get so mad, but the person won't hang up on them and just plays along. God.
The ones I've watched are like 20, 30 minutes long. And it's just someone doing I can talk to you enough, but I can't quite seem to figure out what you're asking me to do. And I think some of them then give them like take money from them, or I don't know if they take money, that'd be illegal, but they do things on their end, like plot a virus on their stuff. The real crafty ones.
There's some guy, he's either British or Australian, but yeah, he's got like that, like, go to my computer, but he's got it the reverse way. So if you try to log into his computer, it like Uno reverses like the software, and he takes over their computer. But he'll play along for a few minutes and like move the mouse around where they want to move it, and then he'll be like, "Nope, I got your computer." And they're like, "Fuck you, no you don't." And then he'll take over their security camera and be like, "Yeah, Abdul, I see you sitting there at the third console. Yeah, you might want to knock this shit off, huh? I know where you are. I know where you live. I know where you breathe." Yeah.
I'll
So
take-
AI Granny, beautiful.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
blocking fraudulent calls and shutting down the organization that runs these scams would be an ideal solution. Carriers have gotten better at identifying scammers and blocking their numbers, but it remains a cat and mouse game. Scammers take advantage of automated dialing tools that allow them to dial numbers in rapid succession and are alerted by the tool when it gets an answer. An AI bot that frustrates scammers by answering and wasting their time is better than nothing. So, yeah, that's a pretty good summary.
Yeah. You can't stop it. Dude, I'm still getting political text messages. Like, I'm not even, I think I was a registered Democrat originally, but like, I'm on the Democrat fucking text list. And I still to this day, like, we have to stop Elon Musk. It's like, it's not even elected. It's not even January 21st yet. What are you doing? Like, stop him from what? Why don't you stop the drones? How about we do that?
You getting texts?
I get texts all the time from shit like this.
Damn.
We need to help Liz Cheney. Like, why?
Yeah, I don't get text at all.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Political season? Dude, you should have seen my mistext fucking...
Stop signing up for shit, weirdo.
I don't
Yeah.
sign up for anything. That's the point. I feel like somebody signed me up like as a joke like a year or two ago and just like have fun with this.
That's a good joke.
It
Yeah,
is.
That'd be
That's not
kind of
a half
funny.
bad joke, yeah.
I actually I was so frustrated one day during my lunch, I contacted the Democratic National Headquarters and was like, "You gotta get my phone off your list." And then they gave me instructions on how to go do it. Didn't fucking work.
But the problem is, it's not. It's probably not like the national. It's probably you probably got local shits that have your number and like,
I was getting text messages from
and
the
they probably get
Midwest.
sold from like yeah. They probably just you're probably on just a bunch of lists that people buy. And they're
Probably.
like, yeah, and just that's it.
I have had this phone number since I was 21 years old, so that
so-
might have something to do with it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You got a hold of the Democratic National Convention, not the Democratic National Party, to walk you through how to get off their text list, and they did the AI bot to you. Like, oh, okay, Andy. Now all you got to do is
Now
Click
type in
there.
your number, and I
Type
probably
in-
probably when I hit submit, it just gave my number to every fucking Democrat in the country.
That's right. Every local municipality you can imagine.
Yeah, probably.
That is the Middle Class Holes Badass of the month. We'll do a voting. We'll have a Middle Class Holes Badass of the year in our yearly recap. The Thursday or Friday after New Year's. We're taking that week off, folks. So yeah, couple of listener comments. This is a good one. Well, no, actually, this is kind of an one. The next two are good. It's coming from TikTok. New parents sleep is a luxury. Murray, you gave a roundabout number about how many hours parents lose a year. I don't know. Squiggly line. I don't know what this is actually on my keyboard. It's the one to the left of one,
Yeah,
the
gotcha.
top one. So it's
Yeah.
two of those, no, N-O, and then two of those. Pretty interesting name. They write, that's about an hour a night per person. That's really not that much.
Okay, I don't know where they did their math. I can just tell you right now, however many hours of sleep you get a night, minimum cut it in half. Period. Full stop. Especially the first year. You might get an hour of that back in subsequent years. And then you're just fighting to get to bed by the time they're 10 years old. Hey, buddy, it's your bedtime. Need you to brush teeth? I'm hungry. I can't eat blueberries if I've brushed my teeth. Okay, go eat some fucking blueberries and brush your goddamn teeth. I want some pizza.
Awesome.
That sounds great.
Hold on, let me get the pizza marines out here.
That's right. Yeah. Open up. Here comes the airplane. It's coming from TikTok Jules costume. This is where you had made a point to let us know about your friend who dressed up in a Jules costume, and it wouldn't be doable this time around. Damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't I? They go on to say, so you're not going to tell us. Damn it. I had it up. Sorry. Basically, someone says you're not going to tell us if they actually blackfaced or not.
Oh, they did. They 100% blackface. They probably sat in their living room for like, they probably had 3 friends sitting around with some of those fucking like foam dealies that you do crafts with and just like painted them up with shoe polish. Like they were 100% blackface, like from head to toe. I mean, forearms, hands, face, but it was perfect. It was. Every now and again on TikTok, you'll get some Asian lady who's really, really, really good at movie makeup, and they'll turn themselves into something. Turn themselves into Jack Sparrow, like he turned himself in to Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction, 100%, perfect.
That's almost worth it.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
don't see
even
how
a
that's
blackface,
black.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think that's blackface. I think that's just you became the character. A la like Robert Downey Jr. fucking Tropic Thunder. Like, was that blackface or was he just a character?
I mean, I think
That's
they're
pretty-
definitely blackface, but I get what you're saying. Like, I think in those instances, it might. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was fucking perfectly fine. It's one of my favorite characters of all time.
Exactly. It wasn't disrespectful to the culture. It wasn't mocking.
Yeah. I think that's the kicker, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Lashley coming out. This is from YouTube. 5 years ago, did Dottie drop the ball on purpose? That's right. We do have a comment from that long ago. We
Whoa.
still have the 410's
Damn.
podcast logo. No video. Just us audio recording. TX Baca 4861 writes, quote, remember he's littler than you are. Give him a chance to shoot. End quote. She dropped it on purpose. I knew you two were going to be like, yeah, I already knew that. I already figured it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying okay. I still stand by like she didn't try so hard to hold on to that ball. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
got you.
guess that's kind of where I'm at on it. Like I feel, if it was any other player, I feel like that intestinal fortitude would have clinched up. Because you also have to remember how the movie ends. Like Dottie's moving on with life. Like that was her last baseball game. Her sister, that was going to be her life. It's almost like she like let go.
I think
She's
she had
okay
arm
now.
she had arm troubles and only pitched another season. I'm pretty sure she had
Well, then
Tommy
the war,
John.
then the war ended, and they told those gals to get back in the kitchen anyway.
They brought the boys
basically.
back. That's right. Well, glad people. Christ, this is 5 years ago, November 2019. A little over 3,000 views. So that's interesting. I'm glad people are still finding that. Well, Alan, tell all the paranoids and the skeptics of the drones where you can find the middle class holes.
Well, you can find all your drone needs at all your. Oh shit! I fucked it all up. Anyway, we're at all your favorite social medias at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter. We're Titter. Woo! It's been a
Elon,
while.
make it, buy it, sell it. I'm on
Yeah,
it.
fuck it, whatever, man. I don't know. Just type the middle class holes, MDL class holes, fucking tickle our tummies, fucking dicks and balls, whatever you want.
Not that one.
Type them in. You'll find us. Cuck chairs, hotel cut the cuckster, cuck-a-mania. Just type those things in. You'll find a lot of the middle class holes on all your favorite social medias. And then for your listening pleasures, check us out. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Nailed that part. Fucking that was good.
Yeah. Well, I guess other than that, Merry Christmas, folks.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourselves. Alan, enjoy your birthday.
Thanks, man.
Have a good one. I did. Like, is that what that sweater is? We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's it. You got it.
that's beautiful. Is he doing
it's
the Carlton?
Jesus. I think yes,
gotta
he
do the
is.
Carlton dance.
He is, I believe.
Beautiful. Well, yeah. From our middle class holes
stuff.
family to yours, spread the Yuletide cheer. Have a good one.